good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV. And welcome to our fifth installment of Stunts, Shows, and Shenanigans, where we review the stunts, the shows, and the shenanigans that have gone on through the week. Again, make sure you hit that like button. This is your entrance feed. And once you hit that like button, please consider subscribing. Once you subscribe, you are open to a plethora of movies and television series and incidents in pop culture that I have reviewed. If you would like to support the show, again, just hit that like button. Super chats are welcome. And Cash App as you see it going from the scene if you would like to do this. Also, supporting the channel by sharing this video on your social media pages. All right, people. All right, people. We're going to get into first, let's talk about this 4B, 4G movement. So this is just basically, I'm talking about it in regards as an advertisement. I've already done my first part. Go back into my video playlist and you will see me talking about what is the 4B movement and why does it have TikTok on a chokehold. Go over that video and then that will lead you into my second video, which is going to be, and I think I will drop it in the middle of the week. I think it's going to be dropped on Wednesday. 4B 4G movement, because now we've added the 4G movement, and that is the movement that the guys have talked about, and I will talk about that on this video as well, how it cripples the Black community on social media. Because this movement, I have not seen it do much within the community other than people being able to get on Twitter or any other social medias and talk about it. And I also want to talk about, and I'll say it briefly, what is interesting me about these movements, and to me they are geared towards single folk, young single folk. But what's interesting about either one of these movements, wherever you fall on the side of it, the people that are perpetuating these movements, they're not living the life as the perpetuating of the movement stands for. Let me explain to you. I see a lot of women on TikTok promoting this movement. And when you go through live. But what I have found out with probably 6 of the women that I have followed just to get the information and stuff from this movement, 5 of them are married. Houseway, how are you out here promoting this stuff but you're married? What's really going on? And vice versa, when I see some of the men that are promoting this a movement, I've looked at 2. One of them is married. He's married. So I'm really perplexed as to why people are perpetuating this movement, and they are completely counterculture to the movement. You're married. So again, I'll get into more in my video, but I just wanted to use that as an advertisement to discuss it. All right. Let's get into one of my main stories. What's going on over there at Dubai? Dubai has had just record numbers of rain, and people are talking about that they are exceeding the clouds, and that's what's happened. So I wanted to go over, let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. I keep telling y'all, one of these days. So here we have it. It says here, we see pictures, photos, UAE sees its heaviest rain in 75 years. Now you look at this picture. This is a lot. This man right here is walking along the barrier because there's a big barrier that separates each side of the street. I don't know why these cars thought that they could get out here. Look at this bus. I don't know why they thought, but again, you're talking about a place that is completely desert. They do not get rainfall like this. And it's interesting. It's interesting. So let's go on and read this article just briefly. It says schools and businesses have been closed across the United Arab Emirates after the country experienced about a year's worth of rain in one day. The flooding also disrupted travel in Dubai International Airport, which is the world's busiest for international travel. There was a lot of videos online, and they are alluding to it, where you saw the people in the mall sweeping the water out. You saw somewhere it looked like downtown where people are walking in that flooded water, and it looked like it was almost waist deep. It was a lot. Dubai high-end stores weren't spared either, as rainwater gushed through the ceilings of shopping malls. At Dubai's main airport, the runways flooded, and the flagship carrier Emirates suspended all departing flights on Wednesday. The Gulf News reported that more than 1,200 flights were canceled due to the storms. So it was bad. You see it right here. I want to be able to play this, but I hope it doesn't have any sound. Let's see. It does.
А индусы-то плавать не умеют. Плывем, плывем. Приехала полиция, регулирует перекресток. Вот так вот как-то это. Магазин не работает, что ли? А?
But y'all get the drift of what's going on, because that sound is something. Look at there. Look at there. You have people trying to get out, but they have canceled the flight. It's a mess. Look at that. They said they've got a year's worth of water in one day. In one day. So, the theories were abound. Let me close this down. The theories were abound. The theories were, oh my gosh, they're seeding the clouds. They're seeding the clouds. So what is cloud seeding? Let's go into this really, really quick. And I think I've got it queued up to where I want it to be. And so this is an article from the BBC, and I wasn't good about doing that, by Mark Pointong and Mark Silva. I go back to NPR really quick. And that article was written by Aya Batwari. All right. What is cloud seeding, and did it cause the... Here we go. Cloud seeding involves the manipulating existing clouds to help produce more rain. This can be done by using aircrafts to drop small particles like silver iodide into clouds. Water vapor can then condense more easily and turn into rain. The technique has been around for decades, and the UAE has used it in recent years to help address water shortages. In the hours that followed the floods, some social media users were quick to wrongly attribute the extreme weather solely to recent cloud seeding operations in the country. Earlier reports by Bloomberg suggest the cloud seeding planes were deployed on Sunday and Monday, but not on Tuesday when the flooding occurred. So my question is, how long does it take for I'll stop sharing my screen. How long does it take for the cloud seeding to work? I mean, is it like one day? Because it looks like if you... I don't understand why this woman talks to me when I don't ask for him. But that was a lot of water. That was a lot of rain. But I'm curious, if you seeded the clouds Sunday and Monday, would that not affect on Tuesday? Just a question I'm asking. Just a question I'm asking, child. All right, we're gonna continue. Hey, Kat, that was a lot of water. That was a lot of water. And I'm always confused as to, when they do these types of things, why do they do the things they do, and why do they want to say, oh, well, the cloud seeding didn't have anything to do with it? But y'all were seeding the clouds on Sunday and Monday. So is it a temporary thing? If once you seed the cloud, if the cloud doesn't rain right after you seed it, then you come back and do it again? I'm curious, because I'm thinking if you're dropping all of that stuff in those clouds after a couple of days, looks like it'll cause some issues and problems. But anyway. Now, I'm going to talk about this subject really quick. I don't have anything queued up for it because I just saw it on my X timeline. And why are the rap boys and the R&B boys fighting? I don't understand. It seems like Chris Brown and Quavo are fighting, to the point that an R&B kid had to drop a diss track on a rap diss track on a rapper. So what's really going on? So like I said, I didn't this wasn't planned, but there's a lot of stunts and shows going on right here because the stunt slash the show was Chris Brown dropping this diss track. Now, I did not know Chris Brown could rap. That was something I didn't know. Again, generationally, this is not my generation. To see these two fighting, I think they're more millennials or zennials. Zennials? Is that how you say it? Zennials? But to see these two fighting gives me like that would be more like in within my generation would be like Usher and Kanye beefing like that. But apparently it's a beef now. I don't know what caused it because I did see on X that at one point they were good friends. But another person hypothesized that it had something to do with Karuchi Tran. I think either Quavo is currently dating her or has dated her, and Chris Brown don't like it or something like that. I don't know, but I thought Chris Brown had moved on from Karuchi. But in the diss track, he seemed to mention that he had had a tete-a-tete with Saweetie. Hmm, interesting. Cause so then it tells me that y'all weren't really friends. Y'all were just industry pals because y'all just. But then again, stop, Pam. Then again, one of the things I do know about Hollywood, Hollywood is not as big as we think it is. And when you talk about Black Hollywood, it's even smaller. So they probably would date some of the same people in up and around that situation. But anyway, I just know the rap boys and the R&B boys are fighting, and that was just interesting to me. So let's get on to the stories. Let's get on to the stories. Let me see. I need my phone for this one. Hold on, people. Again, hit that like button. So I wanted to talk about this Trump trial and what is going on. There was a lot of stunts and shows and shenanigans. Now, one of the shenanigans that they had talked about within there had to do with Trump and his behavior within the courtroom. And but apparently, he has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records related to a $130,000 payment made to adult film star actor Stormy Daniels at the end of the 2016 election cycle to keep her quiet about her allegations that she and Trump had a sexual encounter. Trump has denied the affair. So there And the only reason why I'm giggling and laughing because I think all of these things are important, but I just don't know it with so many different things that New York could be going through, like migrant workers and all these other different things that you could be doing and talking about. You, I think that DA is trying to make his bones. He is trying to make his bones with this case. Will he win or not? You know, honestly, I don't care because there are more. There are to me the case about Trump, which was more important, was what was going on down there in Georgia and the election fraud and the election tampering and all of those types of things. To me, that was important. But what really pissed me off is that we had to go through this soap opera between Fannie and the guy who just got let go. Because I can't keep people in my brain when I can't when they bother me. I don't keep them in my brain or on my mind for too long. But that makes me mad because of the fact that that was something. Do I care about the affair? Do I care about them dating? No. Absolutely not. People do what they want to do. But I'm upset with Fannie because of the fact she was the duly elected officer. If she knew that after she had gone out and done all of this vetting, and that he was the only person or the last person, whoever it was, that he was going to be was it Nathan Wade? That he was going to be the person that you wanted to try this case, she should have disclosed Their friendship, she should have disclosed whether or not they had an affair. She should have disclosed all those different things, so that when Fat Boy, and I said it like that, and yes, I meant what I said. When he decided that he was going to spill the beans, it wouldn't have had such an impact because it would have been somewhere to say this was something going on. Y'all made something to me so minuscule to be so big, where we should see you finishing up this case right about now down here in Georgia, down there in Georgia. But no, we got to go up here and worry about Trump having sex with a porn star, allegedly, paying off said porn star, and moving money around in his book so it wouldn't show that he paid the porn star off. But is it me? But I thought Trump was a billionaire. Why couldn't he have just paid her off out of his personal account? But either way, this is what we got going on. So they have seated a jury, and there was stunts shows and shenanigans about that, because some of the jurors were feeling like their information was being placed, or was it being placed out online. It was a whole lot of the shenanigans that went on. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but someone said it only happened once. But you know, when people get onto something that makes ha ha he he funny, they want to talk about it. But they were talking about poor Trump passing gas in the. They were talking about poor Trump having to pass gas in the courtroom. So we're going to talk about that. So let's get into this article. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. This is coming from NBC. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but I do want to talk about it. Okay. Let me get to the front to say who's writing what. Oh, this is just says by NBC News, and this is the part of the article that I just read to you. So Trump emerged from a Manhattan courtroom Monday ready for a fight after day one of the trial that has him facing 34 counts of falsifying business records related to hush money payments to a porn star. The former president stood in front of reporters ready to unleash a grievance-laced tirade that at times did not totally reflect the reality, but guarantee he would continue to dominate the headlines even from the court. And it just goes over. I don't like when they do these things like that. I wanted to get to the meat and potatoes of the story, but apparently this is just a continuous timeline about what's going on. We're going to talk about what there's going on here, but you know the gist of what's happening. He is being tried for falsifying business records, and just let's leave that at that. But here was a stunt that happened that was very, very scary and very, very telling, that I wanted to go over with you really, really quick. There was a man that set himself on fire outside the courthouse, and there was a reporter. And I know I saw that on, there was a reporter that reported on this. I mean, she was out there, boom, 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 talking about everything that was going on. And I remember sitting at work like, what has happened? So let's read this NBC article written by Tom Shea, Mark Santina, and Chris Gloricero. A man set himself on fire outside the courtroom where former President Donald Trump is facing charges in a hush money case, witnesses and officials say. The person was identified as Maxwell Azzarello. He set himself aflame after walking into Collect Pond Park around 1:30 p.m. on Friday, in the designated protest area across the street from the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where Trump's trial is taking place. And then they talk about how he started shuffling around his clothes, opening a backpack, taking out pamphlets, throwing them around the small park. There is, if you go on Twitter, aka X, there is a video of it. You see the CNN reporter. She is out there reporting on this thing. You'll see it. I'm not going to show it up here, but I was like, this is a serious stunt, and sadly, this man has passed away. I don't know what his reasoning was for it. I don't know what that is, but it is something serious when people do something like that. And I don't know if it was a protest for Trump. I don't know if it was a protest against something else. But baby, it wasn't nice. And again, the cameraman, bless his heart, he was going back and forth to the news reporter, and then he was showing what was going on. And I don't think he I knew he was live, but he was trying to get the shots, but it was just like, oh, that's somebody actually emblazed. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Let's see who all's here. I see a lot of y'all come in. I guess some, I guess too many ain't no rush to go. They're not, absolutely not. And here's the thing: they can't get out. They can't get out. They stuck right about now. So they gonna sit there and be there. Whoosh. Hey Dre, how you doing? How you doing? Peace and blessings to you. Peace and blessings to you. Finally caught a love. Well, I'm glad to hear via. Is that reality? I'm glad to see you here. The it was. I mean, and she was hitting it. She was describing, and then and listen to me. It's just how I observe things. She was hitting it and she was getting on point. Did you see the other reporter? He decides to come in with his dry, bland self and try to take over, but she kept going, and he tried to give his little stuff. I was like, if you don't get out of here, you're messing up her flow. He was purposely trying to mess up her flow, but she did a really good job for a situation as tragic as it was, and she made sure she told us point by point, beat by beat, what was going on. And I appreciate her for that, but I know that had to be something serious to see somebody literally, because she kept describing the smell of the accelerant, and then the smell of this. It was she did a good job in a circumstance that I probably would have been running. I just probably would have ran. Hey Gray, how you doing? How you doing? All right, people. So we have talked about Trump. We have talked about that 4B 4G movement. We have talked about Chris Brown out here uh uh out rapping the rap boys with his diss track. So this is what I want to talk about too. Have y'all been watching X-Men 97? Have y'all been watching that show? I've been watching it because, like I said, the original show, hit or miss. I probably watched a few things just depending on whether or not that I could see it at the time. Because full disclosure, I was older back during that time, so it was just something. If I have to wake up in that morning and turn on the TV and saw it, then I watched it. If I missed it, I missed it. It wasn't Saturday morning grabbings for me. I didn't watch it. But baby, yes, she did. She did. She was saying this, the smell of burning flesh. That's when she said that. I was like, oh, because again, I was at work. I work from home, so I'm sitting here. The TV is on, and I'm just typing away. And she said the smell of burning flesh, because I saw it at the side, and she was like, the smell of burning flesh, and that made me turn. I was like, wait, huh? A mess, a mess. But getting back to X-Men 97, did y'all see this last episode? Because Storm has always been that girl. She's had a lot of issues, but Storm has always been that girl. But I thought that this particular last episode, and I'm just gonna, if you have not seen it, go and watch it. If you have not seen the series, go watch it. I don't know what happened with this Bo DeMaio and why he left Marvel so suddenly, but he left a good body of work from the first 6 episodes. I think we have 4 more episodes to go, but he's left a good body of work, and I thought it was interesting because that was such a big stunt for a week before the show was supposed to come out, that him and Marvel parted ways. And then the shenanigans ensued about why he left. Some people said because he had an OnlyFans, and then some people said, well, he's always had the OnlyFans. Some people said that he was a terror to work with. No one has come out and said how big of a terror he's been to work with. I don't know what's going on over there at Marvel. But I will say that I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed seeing Storm come out of her that funk. Because apparently, if you haven't been watching, apparently the machine that Forge built to go in there, uh it worked. It was just her having to come back and believe in herself and get out of her way and get out of the get out of her way. And I saw a tweet. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Uh, you know how it goes. I had it up here on the screen, but somehow, some way, I have taken it off the screen with the other stuff that I've deleted. So I'm going to learn not to delete stuff. Let me see if I can find it. And this was written by someone named DJ Cal Music. He says, one episode in one episode gave of X-Men 97 gave me more care and attention to Storm than 20 years of live action X-Men movies. A black woman overcoming shame, fear, and doubt to be reborn as a queen. Love this show because I mean, because everybody was like, well, where did she get that black outfit from and all this other stuff? And I'm like, didn't she use the, she's Storm, she's queen, she commands the elements. She just took the feathers of the adversary or whatever, that little ugly little bird thing, and helped to make her little uniform and stuff like that. But I thought that it was really good. But baby, let me get to this. Shout out to Cleo Thomas, who's on here, who was also on there. If you don't know who Cleo is, he is an actor. I remember him saying that he played in Holes. I didn't watch that movie, so y'all may know what he's talking about. Anyway, he got on there, and Gray, I think I saw you say it. First of all, it has been great to be this. Excuse me, via reality. It's been great to watch. It has been great to watch. Let me tell you about that little heifer. First of all, I felt some kind of way when she said Milky Way Ghetto. First of all, what? And they put it in there so casually, and I know everybody jumped because I was like, Milky Way Ghetto. But getting back to Cleo Thomas, he called her out. He said these aliens have no shame. They sit up here and call us the ghetto and call us the ghetto, stuff like that. And then he went into this, because I don't know about this, and maybe you all that are more comic booky than I am. He went in and showed this I guess it ran in the comics where she's supposed to be going with Bishop. How ghetto is it now? Nasty work. That was nasty. And then it was a clutch your pearls moment, because I was like, ghetto, Milky Way ghetto. What is she talking about, ghetto? But she sure did. She said mix it, and then she said freak. What did she say? Mix our freak fluids or something like that. I was like, we bring the Milky Way is a ghetto. Earth is in it, and we bring down the property of the whole universe. You remember that song by that young lady? I can't think of what her name, but Earth is Ghetto. That started ringing in my ears after she said that. Then she said something about some freaky fluids, mixing our bloodline with these freaky fluids or something like that. And it made me thinking, I don't think this show is for kids. I don't think this show is for kids. It don't give me a kids thing. You talk about freaky body fluids and ghetto. I don't think this is for kids. Wow, wow. Because for her to have, because isn't she? And y'all let me know. Isn't she an Omega level mutant? Because all the stuff that she can do and things that she can manipulate, I don't see why she's not an Omega level, because she could take the wind and the storms and the tornado and knock out everybody on earth. That to me seems a Omega level within itself. I mean, I know Jean Grey's telekinesis powers are good, but We have to understand that Jean is always passing out after she uses these powers. So I'd rather see her use him as the Phoenix than for her to use him as Jean Grey, because she's just, I don't know. Long as she been in school and she cannot effectively keep her powers to where she's not passing out. Charles Xavier is not passing out. Why is she passing out all the doggone time? I don't know. Charles was whooped. What's her name? Alandria, whatever her name is. She had Charles a little whooped over there because he talking about being her pet and all this other stuff. And they participating in furry stuff. What's going on? I don't understand. But let me pull my way back. Pull my way back, Pam. Pull my way back. Baby, somebody needs to, because that was just downright awful. That was downright awful. And I was in my feelings about that. And I know somebody had tweeted me or something like it's, tried to say something to the effects of, I don't understand why people would cry about something like that. Be in their feelings about that. Have you ever had anybody in your history go through some mess like that? That will get you. That will get you. But anyway, if you all are not watching, go ahead and watch that. I think it's good. I'm gonna binge watch it after I watch everything. But I do I am enjoying this show. From the first episode, even the episodes that were a little slower, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it. Oh, that's awful. I did not know that. That Quicksilver 0075 says that's why Matthew Vaughn left the project, because the head of Fox sent Hallie a fake script with a big storyline for Storm. That's some diabolical crap. That's diabolical. The head told Matthew Vaughn not to take the first script seriously. They were just throwing it in the trash after Halle Berry saw. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's diabolical. That is diabolical. No wonder she was having such issues and things like that, because, like I said, I didn't pay attention to, because the quiet as is kept and loud as I'm about to say it. I only watched some of the live action X-Men shows. I think I watched X-Men's Days of Future Past. I enjoyed that one. But I didn't watch too many of the other ones, and I can see why she was so reluctant, because I remember her doing an interview talking about she was reluctant to do another X-Men, and they couldn't get her back. Me too. I'm going too, cause that is diabolical. Hey, Barbara. On the first movie, she told Bryan Singer to kiss her fat. Well, good for her, cause the way that they were talking and treating us, that's awful. That is completely awful. All right, we are coming right to the end. Yeah, they were dead wrong for that. They were dead wrong for that. If they doing stuff like that, that's just completely and utterly diabolical. So we're into our last little bit of the show. And I wanted to go over, because this will probably, unless we have something else come up, but this is probably going to be my last kind of mention of Mr. Jonathan Majors. Not because I don't want to, but there's, we need to keep more positive vibes going out here. And shout out to Danny, and shout out to the official Jonathan Majors fan club. Please go give them a follow on Instagram, and if you're on Facebook, give them a follow this. But I wanted to bring this up. Let me share my screen. Make sure everything. So Emily P, who I follow on X, aka Twitter, she shared a compilation of Mr. Major's movies. There's some movies that I have not seen before. So, because I have not seen White Boy Rick, and I haven't seen Magazine Dreams, but I haven't seen this Out of the Blue. I don't know what that is, but anyway, If you want to support our young man Jonathan Majors, go back and watch his stuff. This here is, and this is on Letterboxd. I'm gonna read what it says. Let me go back up. Again, this is Emily P on X. Here is hashtag Jonathan Majors filmography on Letterboxd. And she put on there some deep cuts. Download the app, watch and review, repost with hashtag support Jonathan Majors, good vibes only. Magazine Dream is the only one not available for streaming. All right. So we're going to take a note in her thing. If you see this, go ahead and follow Emily P. And you can see this information right here. Supporting this young man is important so that he can get back to a level where he will get some good old plum rolls like we want to see him, because we do want to see him. I do see also on the Twitter timeline that he is getting a lot of support, and a lot of that has to do with people starting to see all the information that has come out and juxtaposing the information coming out with what they have been told by mainstream media. I had someone I was out talking with, and they had made mention that when he got when the sentence was for him to do the 52 weeks of thing, they were like, well, I don't understand. He committed a felony. Why in the world would he be doing 52 weeks? I said, baby, you hadn't watched nothing. And I sent her to everybody, all of you all that have been reporting on this case. I sent her all the way through there. I said, because this was, they made this case as if it was a felony case when it was a misdemeanor, when it was a case that even at the end of all of this and all the money that this state of New York has spent on this case, they didn't really recoup what they needed to recoup, because it made no sense. You could have offered this in April if you wanted him to take 52 weeks of counseling. That could have been offered in April, but it wasn't, because you wanted to go to trial and you wanted to make an example because you want to show people that you're tough on crime. But I digress. But anyway, here are some of the movies and television series that he has been in. Y'all go support this brother, stream it, do whatever you need to do. I see you, I see it. Let me see. By streaming, he gets residual, so it's beneficial for him, as well as leaving reviews so others can keep the chain going as well. Exactly. So that is the end of my show, people. That is the end of my show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with you as if you care. We will be back next week with another episodes of Stunts, Shows, and Shenanigans. So make sure you tell a friend, you tell a kin, you tell your coworker, you tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos, child. And as always, people, bye-bye.